Anyways, speaking of the open-minded, or the grossly closed-minded, you've got the atheists. More on this atheist retreat over at Crystal Clear. Right? This atheists are #1 convention. I guess midway, they all congregated around Dawkins' produced documentary on religion, The Root of All Evil. But it's here. It's here. Where Hitchens shows up. Yeah, Hitchens is popular for insisting that religion is a plagiarism of a plagiarism of a hearsay of a hearsay of an illusion extending all the way back to a fabrication of a few non-events. That's actually, it's nifty. It's clever. But this guy, this guy Hitchens, okay, he's the atheist Ann Coulter. And he really is. I mean, he sticks to his guns. He sticks to his guns even when it makes him look like a heap of garbage. I remember when Jerry Falwell died, he stuck to his guns. I mean, he said, listen, I think the guy was a liar and a huckster and all these other things, and I won't retract what I said. And hey, at least he stuck to his guns. I'll give him that much. But sure, he looked like a piece of crap. I mean, he did. It definitely didn't make him look very, very good. He's not good for the PR campaign. That's the problem. Flipping the crowd off over at Real Time with Bill Maher. Generally, Bill Maher's crowd would be friendly towards him. So after Hitchens blathers on about who knows what, the rest of the sheeple were encouraged to vote on an appropriate symbol for atheism. See, when I was a youth pastor, we did this too. We had our little Bible club, right? And we wanted to have a name. And we wanted to have a symbol. We wanted to vote on it. And we had all these different ideas. And they're doing the exact same thing. Some of them picked out what included to be the letter A. It looked a lot like the an anarchy symbol. Yeah, that'd be great PR right there. That's really original. That's about as original as calling a youth group Rock Solid. It is. But these guys even had little pamphlets at the table to assist them in taking the God out of the godly. They had little pamphlets on proselytizing. 10 successful ways you can convince people that Christianity is wrong. 5 techniques used against those who believe in the Bible. Now listen, I know I'm being lighthearted here. But there is a serious element to this. I mean, there really is, okay? Because behind all of this stuff, okay, behind all of this stuff is something rather scary. Because I really do believe that it's like an organized religion. I mean, they're gathering their troops together, they're organizing the troops, and I believe that. And so let's consider for a second what the world would look like under apostle or prophet Sam Harris. In the End of Faith, he says that some propositions are so dangerous that it may even be ethical to kill people for believing them. Now he grants, he readily admits that this is an extraordinary claim, especially for an atheist. But he goes on to say this, quote, "It merely enunciates an ordinary fact about the world in which we live. Certain beliefs place their adherents beyond the reach of even peaceable means of persuasion. This is in fact, there is in fact no talking to some people." Okay, so what do we do? Well, according to Prophet Sam Harris, we need to kill them. That's what we need to do. And yet you want to cry out and complain about the Inquisition? This is crazy talk. If this guy were to have his way, hey, there's just some people you can't talk to. All right, kill them. That's just what you got to do. That's the answer. But these people are, these people, they don't represent atheism as a whole. But man, they sure they sure do represent a lot within atheism. They really do. You know, look at some other guys here. Okay, you've got Richard Dawkins. He has, in his River Out of Eden, a Darwinian view of life. I mean, this is another hero, okay? This is life with these guys. He says this, quote, "In the universe of blind physical forces and genetic replication, some people are going to get hurt, and others are going to get lucky. And you won't find any rhyme or reason to it, nor any justice. The universe we observe has precisely the properties we should expect. If there is at the bottom no design, no purpose, no evil and no good, nothing but blind, pitiless indifference. DNA knows nor cares. DNA just is, and we dance to its music." Think about that for a second, okay? We got one guy saying, hey, listen, if they don't believe you, just kill them. That's what we're going to have to resort to. Some people can't be reasoned with. We just have to, kabang! Done. Then you've got the other guy. You got Richard Dawkins. Mr. Popularity, Mr. Owlface. And what is he saying? He's saying, listen, there's no such thing as free will. There's no such thing as justice. There's no rhythm or rhyme to this whole thing. Some people just get lucky. Some people are going to get hurt along the way. No biggie. DNA is just how it works. But he says there's no evil and there's no good. Think about this for a second. There's no evil and there's no good, and this guy says, well, if they don't believe it, we can just go ahead and shoot you. Put those two together, and you got a sure recipe for disaster. These people are downright frightening. You've got William Provine, the Charles A. Alexander Professor of Biological Science at Cornell University, and he wrote that, quote, this is to quote him, okay? Evolutionary biology tells us that nature has no detectable purposive forces of any kind. Modern science directly implies that the world is organized strictly in accordance with deterministic principles or chance. Now he goes on to say that modern science directly implies that there are no inherent moral or ethical codes and that free will, as we traditionally know it, you know, the freedom to make uncoerced choices among alternatives, that this doesn't even exist. In fact, he goes even further and says that the evolutionary process can't produce a being that is truly free to make choices. So I think we need to really take serious the fact that these atheists are congregating. This herd is coming together, preaching its gospel, dispelling what they think is evil, only to replace it with a dogma that says there's no such thing as dogma, there's no such thing as good, and there's no such thing as evil, and if you don't buy into it, you know what? You might just die. We might just have to kill you. I'll tell you what, they should be ashamed of themselves. And people ought to be keeping a close eye on these people. Scarier than a bunch of communists. They are.